Hello, and welcome to my channel, where I mostly share my love of fragrance and enjoying my collection. In this video, I'll be reviewing the newest summer collection from Victoria's Secret. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's get started. I just picked up the third summer body care collection that Victoria's Secret has released this year. I've already reviewed the Splash and Tropic Nectar summer collections, and will link those videos in the description box if you want to check them out. This new collection hasn't officially launched, so I don't know what it's called, but it seems to have a beachy paradise vacation sort of theme to it. I'll update the name and the title once VS officially announces it. Since this hasn't been released yet, the items don't show up in the regular beauty section online, but you can find them if you search for the names of the scents. They're also starting to show up in stores, but I ordered mine online because they didn't show available in stock in my area. The collection includes 4 scents, and I picked up all of the fragrance mists, but decided to pass on the lotions until I had a chance to test out the scents. I'm trying to only buy matching lotions for scents that I really love, as I feel like I have too many already. The mist packaging has bright accents and kind of a coppery rose gold cap, and I think that the lotion packaging is also really pretty, with 2 colors kind of melting into each other. The collection includes Garden View, which says "This way to the resort," and has notes of hibiscus and mandarin. Island Market, which says "This way to the market," with notes of passionfruit and grapefruit. Private Sundeck, which says "This way to the terrace," with notes of citrus and pineapple. And Poolside Service, which says "This way to the pool," with notes of gardenia and papaya. And now let's get on to the reviews. First up is Garden View, which comes in the bright pink bottle. And this has notes of blooming hibiscus, golden starfruit, and radiant mandarin. And this opens with the hibiscus, which smells like the standard tropical floral. And sometimes I don't like hibiscus, but I do think that it's nice here. There's also a lot of what I believe is the starfruit, as it has a good amount of sourness, but the mandarin also gives it a brighter, citrusy feel. There is a soft, fruity sweetness to it, but it's not super sweet or sugary, and it has sort of a warm quality. It's a basic, tropical, fruity floral scent that is pleasant enough, but I will say that I would prefer it didn't have the starfruit, as I just don't like the sour quality of that note. After the scent has dried down for a while, it did become softer and less sour, but I don't know that I'll be picking up more of this scent. As far as comparisons, first I have Victoria's Secret's Bellini on the Breeze from last year's Forever Summer collection, and this has notes of island peach, iced hibiscus, and juicy mango. And this also has a tropical floral quality from the hibiscus, but the fruits are much sweeter, and I definitely prefer the fruits in this one to the starfruit in Garden View. Next I have Paradise Bloom from VS Pink, which has notes of hibiscus flower and island air. This doesn't have the starfruit, but there is something fruity in here, and the hibiscus has a similar floral quality as Garden View. Paradise Bloom is heavier on the hibiscus as well as more airy overall, and I do prefer it to Garden View since it doesn't have any sourness. I generally like to just compare new VS collections to other VS scents, but I had to add in Sea Sol from last year's Sol de Janeiro summer collection, which has notes of citrus, starfruit, violet, and ocean musk, among other notes. This was limited edition, so it isn't available now, but the starfruit in Garden View instantly reminded me of the starfruit in Sea Sol. The scents share that similar sour, fruity note, but Sea Sol is less floral and more fresh overall, with musk and some woodiness. I actually think Sea Sol is like a combination of Garden View and the previous comp, Paradise Bloom. If you missed out on Sea Sol and you like the note of starfruit, you might want to give Garden View a try. Next up is Island Market, which comes in the orange bottle, and this has notes of bright passionfruit, tiger lily, and fresh grapefruit. And this opens with the passionfruit, which to me has a bit of a sharp quality, and the tiger lily brings in a floral note with a subtle sweetness. The grapefruit adds a bit of a citrusy kick, but I feel like it's drowned out a bit by the passionfruit, and the floral note seems to become prominent over time. The scent overall is another tropical fruity floral, and it has a nice floral sweetness, but the fruit notes aren't very distinct, and I feel like it does lean more floral than fruity. It is a nice scent though, and it has a very nice, subtly sweet dry down. For comparison, First, I have the new Honey Passionfruit from VS Pink, which has notes of juicy passionfruit, honey nectar, and coconut palms. This shares the sharp passionfruit note, but it's much sweeter overall due to the honey and coconut. It doesn't pull floral at all, and if you prefer a sweeter scent with stronger passionfruit, I'd recommend this one over Island Market. I also wanted to compare Island Market to VS's Bombshell Summer, Paradise, and Beach, which are all the same scent with notes of sparkling grapefruit, lily of the valley, and blackcurrant. These share the grapefruit and lily notes with Island Market, though the floral notes aren't exactly the same. I'm using Bombshell Beach for the main comparison, and it has a stronger floral as well as a prominent blackcurrant. So these aren't dupes, but they both have a similar grapefruit and floral base. The blackcurrant in Bombshell Beach adds sharpness just as the passionfruit does in Island Market, but the sharp fruitiness is much softer in Island Market. Then I have Private Sundeck, which comes in the yellow bottle. And this has notes of solar citrus, honey tonka, and lush pineapple. And this has a beautiful, warm, solar opening. The tonka really stands out and comes across as a rich, honeyed vanilla. It smells really delicious. And after a little bit, the pineapple comes in and adds a nice fruitiness that's not too sharp or green. This basically feels like a pineapple that's been sitting in the sun and drizzled with sweet honey and vanilla. If you can't tell, I really do like this one. It grabbed my attention right away, and the longer it sits on my skin, I feel like the sweeter it gets. I'm definitely going to pick up the matching lotion to this scent as well as a few backups. I don't have a lot of pineapple scents from VS, but I wanted to give you a couple reference points. And first I have Pineapple Cove from last year's Tropichroma collection. And this has notes of pink pineapple, neon papaya, and gardenia flower. It has sweet pineapple and is really bright and fresh, with a bit of a warm quality. It's also not very floral, but the pineapple in Pineapple Cove is mixed with papaya and doesn't have the delicious honey tonka in Private Sundeck. Then I have Pineapple Slice from VS Pink, with notes of sparkling juicy pineapple and a splash of fresh pressed ginger. This is a juicy, syrupy pineapple with sharp ginger, and kind of smells like a fizzy pineapple drink. The pineapple is also much more prominent in this scent, so it isn't really similar to Private Sundeck, but it can give you an idea of how that scent differs from some past VS pineapple scents. And the last scent in the collection is Poolside Service, which comes in the turquoise blue bottle and has notes of warm gardenia, terry cloth, and juicy papaya. And this opens with a strong floral, and gardenia is a bit hit or miss for me, and here I feel like it's a bit more on the green side, with maybe a little bit of sweetness to it. I'm not really sure about the terry cloth note, but I do get a bit of a clean linen sort of quality that's not too soapy. As the floral softens, the papaya stands out more prominently, and I actually really don't love the smell of papaya. I think that the combination of these notes is a bit weird. It feels more fruity, then sort of clean laundry-like with a floral undertone. And I don't know what this scent is supposed to be. Maybe like a beach towel by the pool? Maybe I was expecting more of an aquatic scent, and it's not terrible, but it leaves me sort of confused. After a while, I smelled it again, and it had softened to a point where the gardenia shined a little more with some additional sweetness. And then it felt more like a floral mixed with a clean note. Also, at times on my skin, it almost had a hint of a citrusy quality. I feel like it's really difficult to describe this scent as it doesn't really know what it wants to be. For comps, first I have Beach Nectar from VS Pink, which has notes of salty papaya, pink guava, and sea salt. This has a strong papaya note with a little saltiness and an overall warm fruitiness. Beach Nectar doesn't have the gardenia or terry cloth type of note, so it is quite different from Poolside Service. Next, I have another VS Pink scent called Pink Beach, and this one is currently available. This has notes of sun-kissed coconut, juicy papaya nectar, and fresh pineapple. And this is like a fresh bowl of tropical fruit with some coconutty sweetness. It has the sharp papaya, but when it dries down and that note softens, I do like the sweet fruitiness of it. It's much fruitier and more papaya heavy than Poolside Service. Finally, I have VS Garden Daydream, with notes of creamy gardenia, bright bergamot, and brown sugar. This has very different notes, but it's the type of gardenia scent that I like from VS. It's sweet and creamy, and the floral is soft and pretty. So these aren't really similar, but in the dry down of Poolside Service, I get a bit of that same gardenia and the slight citrusy feeling that I'm picking up on. Overall, I think that this collection does feel summery, and there is a scent in it that I love, but the others are just kind of okay to me. I did want to note that most of these bottles had issues with leaking from the nozzles, just like the Forever Summer collection did last year. Those bottles seem to stop leaking after the first few sprays, so I'm hopeful that these will do the same. I hope Victoria's Secret looks into the quality of their nozzles, as they seem inconsistent between collections. If I had to rank these, my least favorite would unsurprisingly be Poolside Service. I just don't know what to make of that scent. The dry down isn't bad, but I find the mix of papaya, terry cloth, and gardenia to be puzzling. And I don't know when I would reach for it, as I don't know what kind of scent it really is. Next would be Garden View. Once the starfruit has softened, it is a decent tropical scent, but I just don't really care much for the sour opening. Island Market would come in second, as I do enjoy the subtly sweet floral mixed with a soft fruitiness. It's not what I would consider a must-have, but it is a nice scent. And that leaves Private Sundeck as my favorite. It's such a delicious warm honeyed vanilla over a soft pineapple note, and I think it's the standout in this collection, and definitely backup worthy. So that's it for my review of the latest summer collection from Victoria's Secret. Let me know what you think of these scents and if you're going to pick any of them up. Thank you for watching. I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.